This COVID-19 crisis really tested the ability of the hospital to be able to respond to every need every patient that comes to us presents. And to my mind, the biggest challenge we faced, and the crisis continues as I speak now, is really the uncertainty of things, the unpredictability of what will happen next, which has created so much fear in the hearts and in the minds of the whole population, not only here in our country, but the whole world.
I can still remember the first week of March when patients come in droves, showing the signs of the flu. But it's not flu season yet. Because of the numbers of patients coming in with signs of symptoms of the flu and not really sure if they are COVID-19 patients, we tried to set up the ER and form a hot and a cold zone. So we put all the suspected COVID patients outside the ER, where the hot zone area is, and we segregated the emergency department in two divisions, the hot and the cold zone inside. My first elderly patient who I saw with the symptoms of cough and fever. He was initially diagnosed with pneumonia. We did a swab test for COVID, and after a couple of days, the test came out COVID positive.
So as early as February 2020, when COVID-19 was just a problem in a few countries, we have conducted orientation and training to our nurses. We provided them information on its transmissibility, prevention, and management. We focused on high-risk areas. We taught them how to screen, wear the personal protective equipment, disinfect, and provide them strategies on how to further prevent healthcare worker transmission.
I think one of the challenges that this pandemic has confronted us as healthcare professionals, we have learned how to deal with death and dying. Kaya lang, itong klase ng pandemic kasing ito, we have seen not just patients die, but our own colleagues and our own staff. And it hits very close to home. And so there's really a lot of fear and uncertainty and shock even. It's emotionally and physically stressful and traumatic.
In my entire nursing career, I can say that this is the most challenging. When I was tasked to set up a unit to cater for these patients, I know I have to make it ideal. Pero hindi siya perfect. Kasi nangangapa pa kaming lahat eh. But every day, we go through the process, review it, and challenge it. Hindi kasi kami pwedeng mapagod. Hindi rin kami pwedeng tumigil. Dahil maraming buhay ang nakataya. Buhay ng pasyente, buhay ng staff. We need to take care of these people. And we need to take care of our staff.
I felt there are days na out of control yung mga na-encounter mong concerns, issues, but then you feel like parang you are novice to all of this. But then eventually you learn, you stand up, and then again, try ulit. With COVID-19, it's a very humbling experience. No small role or big role dun sa mga kasamahan mo sa work. Everybody's doing their best to achieve yung role na binigay sa kanila.
Nakakatakot po yung COVID, lalo na po sa akin bilang nurse. Dahil exposed po kami sa mga patients na may sakit na COVID. Araw-araw, gigising ka, papasok ka, tapos laging tumatatak sa isip mo, paano ang magiging takbo ng araw mo? Lagi mong naiisip kung meron ka na bang COVID, kung nahawa ka na ba. Mahirap siya kasi magsusuot ka ng PPEs. Full gear PPEs from head to toe. Tapos, napakainit ng PPEs. Hindi biro gumalaw, hindi ka makaihi, hindi ka makakain, hindi ka makainom. Minsan umaabot ka ng 12 hours kasi syempre, inuuna mo yung mga pasyente, imbis na sa sarili mo kasi mas kailangan ka nila.
Ang pinaka-challenge talaga namin is mapalayo sa family namin. Alam natin na mahirap ang transportation. Once a month lang ako nakaka-uwi. Since nung nag-start ang lockdown, dito na ako nag-i-stay sa Asian Hospital.
In this difficult situation, I have an option to give up. But I choose to work every day kasi nakakagaan sa loob na may matulungan kang patient. Every time na may makikita kang patient na aalis sa floor mo para umuwi sa kanilang family, may isip mo na may natulungan ka na namang isang patient para ma-reconnect ulit sa family nila in the middle of this crisis.
This crisis had caused isolation between the patients and their families. I had this one patient who could barely speak because he was intubated, and I served as his connection to his family. Honestly, I'm scared, but I will not let my fears take over my call of duty.
The lesson we learned from this pandemic is how to value your people. This includes providing them with personal protective equipment, giving them food, accommodations, and incentives. And at the end of the day, they are your real-life heroes.
This pandemic has really made it clearer to me, to my mind, now more than ever, how the kind of work that you nurses do is probably the most noble, the most difficult, yet the most rewarding work anyone can choose to do. I'm so proud of having you Asian nurses, the frontliners in this fight against COVID-19.
Commitment. This is the value that I've learned and witnessed to all the nurses here at Asian Hospital. Despite all the fears, they still come here to work. Because we believe that being a nurse is not just a noble profession, but rather it's a calling to serve everyone and all those who are in need. And I'm so proud to all of them.
Nobody was ready for the COVID-19, but with the hospital management support, teamwork, dedication and vocation of our staff, we were able to face all the challenges in the emergency department. And with this, I have never been so proud to our team, our nurses.
I'd like to thank all the nurses of Asian Hospital for doing what they have done and are still doing in order to keep our patients and our staff and everyone else safe, and for serving to the best of their abilities, the organization. So mabuhay kayong lahat.
For all AHMC nurses, at this very trying time, I see the Florence Nightingale resurrected. She has all the reasons and very right to stay at home with her family, but she chose to attend the injured soldier. You are an embodiment of her resilience, of her love for mankind, of her selflessness. You are God's gift to us, to the hospital, and to our patients. Maraming salamat at mabuhay ang AHMC Nightingales.
Together, we are stronger.
Together, we are stronger.